it's Mark the Guitar Guy here, the crazy Kiwi guitarist that's here to awesomize your guitar playing in only 10 seconds, give or take. Stick around, because what we're going to be doing very, very soon is going to be looking at a whole bunch of ways of playing the same chords and bar chords as well as normal chords and the reasons why. So stick around, because I've got some stuff to show you. Righto guys, are you ready for this lesson? I am excited to teach you this lesson. I've been showing this to a few students lately and it's been blowing their mind, and I thought I'd teach you guys this. So I'm doing these lessons at the moment, right? I'm using Skype, so I'm teaching people all around the world, making new friends and having a lot of fun and awesomizing a whole bunch of people around the world. And they've been awesomizing me, I've got to admit. I'm learning lots, and every time I have a lesson with someone, I learn something new and I write something down, like I need to do a video on this. And this is one of the things that's come up a lot and been very, very helpful. So for those people out there that lack a bit of confidence on guitar and strumming and chords, this can be very helpful. The reason why is because if you know more than one way to play a chord, your confidence just grows. I don't know what it is about that, but something, when you know that you've got like three ways you can play a G chord, amazing things happen for your confidence. And so let's look at that today and how we're going to look at that. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you some basic chords down in the open position, okay? And then we're going to learn a progression down there, and we're going to keep it basic, okay? Let's do the slow rock strum. So down, miss, down, down, up. You need to check out my video on slow rock strum if you don't know what that is. Down, miss, down, down, up. So we're going to do that twice for every chord, okay? And we're going to do some of our basic good old chords that you're never going to not ever play, okay? So we're going to do G, we're going to do D, and we're going to do A minor, and we're going to do C, okay? Just for this example, okay? So, and what it is, it's a really good idea to, when you know a G, is to know where the other G is straight away. And so I know this because I've done this a lot. But some people out there don't realize that there's another G right away, right there. It's a bar chord. And some people are like, bar chords. You need to learn about your bar chords. There's also a video on that available, which I've nailed how to learn bar chords, because so many people struggle. There's no need to struggle, guys. It is a painful chord, don't worry. But there is ways of making it very much easy, and so you can nail them. And your confidence is going to go boom. So, G chord, we're going to do two lots of G. So it's going to down, miss, down, down, up. To D. Okay. Then A minor. Then it's going to be C, which sounds pretty cool, yeah? Nothing wrong with that. Just nice and basic. G, D, A minor, C. You can write that down if you need to, or we can stick it up for you. Either way, this is what we're going to need to do next. We're going to replace one of those chords at a time. We're going to start with the G. So first time round we'll play it normal. G, it's going to be D, A minor, C. The next time round we're going to do the bar chord G. Okay, that's going to be there on your screen now. There's the bar chord of G, which is the 3rd fret bar chord, just the same as an F shape moved up. Or it's based on an E chord, if it's another way you've learned it. By the E chord, I mean there's the E, there's my G. And then we're going to, the rest of the chords, we're just going to keep normal. D, A minor, C. We don't change those. So now what we do, we get used to going G, 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 G. It's part of the combination of the pressing technique, meaning the pressing, not the depressing technique. Very, very different technique. This one is the pressing technique, which I founded, and I have need to copyright at some point because everyone's using it. And it is an amazing technique for learning chords. What that does is it programs in the subconscious when I know there's G, and it already lets me know, it like kind of loads up another chord in my mind that could also work. Another G's ready. Or sometimes you might play that G and it loads up that the other G is there if I need it. It's kind of cool to have that loaded up like that, and it's in the subconscious if I need it. And then we put it in the chord progression. So the first time round is just normal G. To D, nothing changes with the D chord. Then we're doing A minor. Then we're doing a C chord. This time, the new G. Cool. And then back to D. Nothing changes with the other chords. Pretty simple, yeah? You get the idea? Now the next one, we go back to the other G. So we're back to good old-fashioned normal G, and back to C, oh D, then A minor, and then to C. Now I'm gonna replace the G with the bar chord, back to D, simple old A minor, playing a country tune. You get the idea. Okay, so you can see how that's getting programmed by doing that way. A good idea, guys, is to write this out. If you've got a chord progression you want to learn, you write the chord progression out. 4 chords, 3 chords, 7 chords, doesn't really matter. And then every time you come back around, you do a turnaround, you change it. You whip the other one out and slip the new one in, and then you slip it out again and slip the new one in. Just keep doing that. It's really good for the subconscious because it tells you there's 2 ways of doing that same chord in the same song. Really helpful. And that key point is way more powerful than you probably even realize. Okay, so programming and having 2 options of a chord, the way we're doing it is really powerful, as opposed to just learning a song with 1 type of bar chord, for example, each time. And the reason why is kind of complex, but if you just trust me on this one, we'll be good to go. Just trust me on this. You're going to love the fact you've got a couple of options when you play chord shapes. So the next chord in this is going to be a D chord. Well, the nearest D chord that we can play as a bar chord, there's a D here on the 5th string, on the 5th fret. And in this case, I play D like this. That's my A major shape, okay? It's based on an A major. Here's an A down the bottom. It's based on an A that's been barred, okay? So we're barring it and we're bringing it up so that the D note is there. I'm not worried how you play a D chord there. I've got the chord up in front of you there, but you can play it the way I'm playing it with my little finger. You can play the 3rd finger flat as the bar, or you can play all 3 fingers involved and have a bar on the 1st finger like this. Either way, I'm not too worried, as long as we get a chord of some sort going on there. So let's change it up now. So we're going to move from the normal G, D, normal, just keep it first time round, nice and easy. You can know what we're going to do next. Standard, let's change to 2. Let's change the G and the new D. Okay, back to A minor, just good old A minor. We can breathe because we know these chords pretty well. Now it's standard G and standard D. You get the idea this time? We'll do standard G and only the D chord will change. So here comes the G. Now we're going to do the bar chord D. To the bar chord D. Back to the A minor. You get the idea, right, guys? We're swapping it in and out, and we can interchange it so that each time we come around, it almost looks like we're playing a new song. We're playing the song in a completely new way. Next chord, A minor. The alternative A minor we'd use, there's a very nearby one at the 5th fret. We just use the minor shape. Instead of doing the major shape like we did for the G, we added that 2nd finger. We just literally put the same shape on, but at the 5th fret, here's our A, here's our major. We take that finger off, and it becomes a minor. If you're not very good at this chord shape, don't worry, and you might find some of the notes are a bit dull. That's okay. That's very normal when you first start doing this sort of stuff. In fact, even a little bit into it, I still get some crappy chords going on. So then we interchange that one. So let's go G, oh to the D. I'm gonna show put it on now. I'm gonna do my A minor, my flashy A minor, back to normal C, normal G. I'm gonna do flashy D. Flashy D on the 5th, and then gonna flashy A minor, just to be a bit different. Just interchange it how you want to. This time I'm gonna do bar chord G, and I'm gonna do standard normal D, and I'm gonna do the normal A minor, cause I sound like Flight of the Conchords. Friends of mine, they live up the road. Brett McKenzie's my cousin. He's not my cousin. Swap out that A minor, and so what happens is eventually you're not even thinking about it, but you'll find that your hand will just go to a different one anyway. Like, that's kind of cool. We've got one more chord to go, C. Now we've got 2 cool options for C. Really, we've got 2 cool options for every chord, but there's a C here, and there's also the C right next door to it, which is the same as that we did for the D chord. We just simply play it at the C note. If you've already hopefully you've already learnt those notes. Top 2 strings, remember, in the top 2 strings only, main notes. Or we could go on the top string, we could go up to the 8th fret and play a C there. So we've got 3 options for a C here. So what do we do then? Well, we do the same idea. We use, every time we turn around, if you want to, just stick for the first 2. C, 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 C. You interchange those. Maybe, if you're getting confident, you add in the next C. So you actually do, every 3rd turn around, you'll play that version of a C, or thereabouts, however you feel. So pretty cool to have those options in there. So I think you get the idea. We'll do one more, okay? We'll do one more. Here's my G, go to D, whatever D you want. A minor, whatever A minor you want. Now we're going to do the C. I'm going to add in the flashy one. Back to G. To D. I'm going to change the D. Standard A minor this time. And do another version of the C. Okay, you get the idea. Now, if you're struggling with this and it feels a little bit too advanced, it's probably a shock that you're watching this much of the video. You're probably annoyed with me enough, you've gone on and watched something else and now you're watching some Joe Rogan or something, which I don't blame you. However, if you are struggling just a little bit, it's okay to go back one step and just go C, 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 C. You see what I'm doing here? You see what I'm doing here? Little pun there, little guitar related pun. Or A minor, D, D, G, 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 if you're getting flashy. You get the idea of what's going on here. I'm combining these chords, or I'm showing 2 or 3 different ways of playing these chords and just sticking with that. Then we add in a strumming pattern or a progression and we interchange it. Super cool way of doing things. Now, one of the cool benefits of knowing these chord shapes in different positions, I'm going to give you, not one, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of them, okay? And I like to add these in because this is kind of important and cool. If you're having a jam with someone, and I've got one of my top students, Matt Davies, one of my top students out there. You know who you are, Matt. You're probably watching this video before everyone else because you're that loyal and you're that awesome. Yeah, I've been teaching Matt one-on-one since I was in Thailand, so it's probably almost 6 months now. We're coming up 6 months, and he has come along in leaps and bounds. It's been amazing, and we did this the other day. And so, because he's got a jam coming up, probably his first proper jam since we've been doing lessons together with a friend of his, and it's going to be kind of cool because we learnt some songs up. But when you've got 2 people playing, let's say someone's doing those very chords, G, D, A minor, and C, the same way we just did it. Because let's keep it normal. Let's keep it normal. Let's keep it simple. You got one guy doing this, and while one's doing that, the other one can be playing the chords, exactly the same chords, but all in different positions. And you go, well, why would I do that? Well, it's going to create slightly different sounds, and it's going to give you a little bit of a nuance compared to what he's or she is doing. So if I could be doing this, the more advanced version, D. I'm going to show you something even cooler in a second, so stick around, this is going to get crazy, right? Now I could do exactly the same strumming pattern like that, right? Or I could pick out individual notes, and this is going to be kind of cool. So while this is going on down here, I'm doing like, okay, and when he or she does the D, I could be doing, and then A minor, when they're doing that, I could be doing, which is the bottom half of my A minor, and then the C chord, I could be going out here, or anything like that. I could be making up any little idea, little melody idea within the chord shape. I was just picking different strings out within the chord. So I could be going, you get the idea? Now on electric guitar, it's even cooler because it's going to be easy to play and it's going to stand out a bit different with a slightly different tone. So then you got a real band thing happening, which is exactly what happens in bands. You got one person doing one thing, one doing another, and it sounds like 3 things are happening as opposed to 2. So that is the coolest way of using these chords. Another way of using these chords is just simply to get around the guitar. You might have learnt chords, and let's say you learnt the chords and it was C, F, G. Let's say it was, let's say that was your learning, and you go, oh, it's I learned it, 8th fret, it's 1st fret, 3rd fret, and you go, that's cool, but it seems like I've got to go a long way to get to that chord, or maybe I've got to get there in a hurry. I might have to go, and you go, well, that's a long way to go, and you hear all this to get there. Well, why not? Let's just change that, take that one out, and get the nearest C chord to this. So you might do this C, so I might go. Now that's a lot easier. You don't have to travel a lot of distance, and it's so simple to do. Or I might just do my normal C chord, my standard C chord. So you get the idea, I hope you get the idea. So there's a whole bunch of cool ways of using that first idea, but it all goes back to the very first thing, programming those simple chords. Where do we find another A minor? Where do we find another C? Where do we find another F, or an E minor, or a D minor, or a B7, or the chords go on, but as long as you know where those bass notes are, you're going to be good to go. Now, if you would like a one-on-one lesson with me, I think you're a smart person. And The cool thing about one-on-one lessons is I can give you one-on-one. Yeah, I said it again. That's right, one-on-one. I can give you an actual personalized program that suits where you're at. It's the coolest thing to be able to diagnose your playing. Have a look on Skype. I can be like, okay, cool, everything's looking pretty good. You've got really good this, this, and this, and this. If we just add in this and this, that's another finger, this, you're going to be an absolutely different guitar player. And so I might just make that little change. Or we can go, well, you're into this song, these songs, and you've got a little bit of finger style and a little bit of strumming things going on, but you probably need this other strumming pattern. We can just literally go and make a program just for you. And that's the coolest thing about getting one-on-one lessons. It's definitely better than learning from YouTube. As much as YouTube's awesome, it's way better to have an actual person saying, yeah, this is looking good, this is looking good. And just nice to know where you're at, you know? And you might just be looking for that, and that's cool too. So you should go to my Facebook page, go to my Book Now, click on the Book Now button. You'll see what times are available, and you can click on that time. It works out all the time differences and that sort of stuff. It's already been done on the calendar that you'll be looking at, and so we'll be able to match up a time, and it'd be so easy to do some stuff together, and we can have a catch up and see where you're at, and you can tell me how crappy my videos are and how much I talk too much. If that sounds like you, go to that. Otherwise, click and subscribe and get ready for my next lesson pretty much, because it's coming up. I'm pretty sure if you look around, it's about to turn up real soon. Can't wait to see you guys again soon. Mark the Guitar Guy signing off.